Welcome back to some more DBD news. My name is Wolfyowns, and this is where we talk about all the new things and changes coming to Dead by Daylight. And oh my god, everybody, there is some crazy things going on for this Halloween for Dead by Daylight. There is just so many cool outfits and changes coming. It is going to be awesome. But this coming Halloween, we have a special event known as the Hallowed Blight event, where you, yes you, can even obtain some amazing and maybe even legacy skins. Ooh, let's go ahead and roll the trailer and talk about it afterwards. Oh my god, devs really know how to get me excited and going. But anyways, basically, the Hallowed Blight event is going to be something that happens that I'm assuming around Halloween, maybe before Halloween or after or even during, I don't really know. We don't really have a date, but sometime around there, and it is going to be freaking awesome. Basically, this is like any other event where you have to collect offerings, do generators, hook survivors. It's pretty much, I'm assuming, like any other event, and maybe you might even get more blood points, which will be pretty awesome. But not only that, you will be obtaining some very awesome Halloween skins for your characters. Right now, we can only see the killers, and oh my god, guys. This is basically the return of legacy skins. These even look a bit better than legacy skins. Look at these skins. Look at these skins. And the Wraith has a hole in his chest. He's covered in gold. Oh my god, these skins are even slightly better than legacy skins, and they're gold. It's literally, I don't care what you tell me, this is literally the return of legacy skins. It's just freaking awesome. Definitely excited to have these skins. I cannot wait to farm them and get them on all my killers. Now, we don't know what skins the survivors are going to have at this moment, but I cannot wait to see what kind of skins come out for the survivors during this Halloween event. It is going to be freaking awesome. Now, talking about the first part of the dev stream, let's talk about Decisive Strike and why it didn't get nerfed or changed. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Decisive Strike. Why was it not on the PTB? So I think we can still see some images.
I think we got something for this.
Oh, I think we had another one.
Yeah. I think it was the first one.
The first one. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's the one. This is, yes.
Okay, there we go.
That explains everything.
Okay, so Decisive Strike. All right, so what almost happened?
Okay, yeah.
What did happen?
Now we can talk about
on Decisive Strike here.
So, okay, that's enough Claudette. That's enough. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have
yeah, we can have the second. We're all ready, guys. Okay. All prepared.
This is perfect. This is fine. Okay.
So what happened?
Well, we put this into practice. We had the design in. We had most of the functionality in. We started playing with it, and it ran into problems. So there were problems not only with the design, but also with the implementation of the perk in this form. Problems with animation for this new version of the perk. It didn't seem like a lot at first to say that you wouldn't drop the survivor, but in fact it required whole new sets of animation for essentially every single killer. Now we often do things that require new animation for every killer, but not necessarily for a single perk. And so after figuring that we weren't as hot about this design as we originally felt, and seeing how much work it would take to complete the perk in the state, we decided we're not going to go forward with this version.
So yeah, basically they didn't like how Decisive Strike wasn't rewarding you enough for hitting a quote-unquote greater skill check, which is supposed to be hard to hit. Not really, if you really use the perk enough, it's pretty easy. But anyways, nonetheless, Decisive Strike is going to be staying around for a bit longer until they actually figure out a way that they want to reward you for hitting this great skill check. But yeah, so for right now, enjoy stabbing killers, survivors, because Decisive Strike is staying. And not only that, we did not get our Freddy change either, so let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Freddy Changes.
I think we have something for that.
God.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Thank you, Voss, for sure.
Yeah, that's okay. Actually, I think we have something else for this.
Do we? Ah.
Yeah. I mean, that explains it. No, wait, no, that's wrong. Okay, no, take that down. That's not right. Okay. So what's happening with Freddy is we're sticking with still the next killer to get revisited. I'm not sure if we ever explicitly said it was going to be in this patch.
No,
but it's very understandable considering the pattern that we've had so far. Freddy is the next one to get one of these reworks. I'm super excited about it.
Does that mean any other killer will not receive any other changes in the meantime?
Oh, we can't rule out small tweaks here and there, but no one's getting one of these big patches until Freddy.
So yeah.
Well, that is basically why there is no Freddy change yet. They are still working on Freddy. And as far as I know from what I've been told and have figured out, Freddy is basically going to have pretty much like a Myers ability to where he gets stronger over time. And that sounds kind of cool. I actually kind of dig that kind of like power where he builds up over time, and then as the game goes on, he gets stronger. Although, of how fast games are right now, I don't know how effective that's gonna be, but it does sound pretty cool in my opinion. Moving on to some good quality of life changes. Being able to see your add-ons in-game as killer. What? Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
This was a question we had in a forum. A lot of quality of life changes.
Yeah, well, basically the question was asking if we were ever planning on putting add-ons in the HUD somewhere while you're in-game. And so for people who are not on the PTB or cannot be on the PTB, I grabbed the screenshot so you can see. Now you can go in-game and never wonder which add-ons you have. They will be shown in the HUD.
Oh my god, that is a really good quality of life change. So basically, now if you go to a YouTuber's video or streamers like who stream in Dead by Daylight, you can actually see without even asking them what add-ons they are using, and they will also be able to remember what add-ons they are using, which is really awesome, really good. I like this quality of life change. It is really good. But not only that, we have another quality of life change which involves a flashlight and how have they been changed.
Other changes for quality of life, there was also a big color change for the flashlights.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
I don't
So-
think we
Didn't
brought
bring that,
any
though.
flashlight footage.
We didn't bring the footage, but it changed a lot, so.
Did.
It did.
It's out there online if you guys want. If you're curious about this, there were big changes to the special effects for flashlights, not only for the flashlight beam, but for the blind effect itself. These don't change how you get blinded or how long you get blinded for or anything like that. It's just that now the beam is going to provide a lot more feedback about where you are in the process of blinding a killer. And the blind effect.
Don't worry, devs, I've got you. I got a video of the new flashlight blind effect, and not only that, but the new beam effect, so therefore you guys can see what it looks like, what it's going to look like in-game when it's all finished. This is definitely some really good quality of life changes. I am definitely excited for all of this, so I'm definitely waiting till it comes into the game. Oh boy, that's going to be really good. It's going to be better on your eyes and everything. I'm excited for that. But let's go ahead and talk about the most important clip, the next part of the dev stream, where we're going to talk about their changes to self-care, healing altogether in general, and their plans in order to slow down the games because they are way too fast. So let's go ahead and roll that clip.
We're looking into, nerfing self-care, but at the end we didn't touch self-care. We touched the entire healing.
Yep.
So what were the thought behind that?
Well, let's bring up the numbers, and I'll talk about it while we do that. All right. So what we ended up doing was a adjustment of a bunch of numbers in the game. The point was to try to extend matches a bit by having survivors do things other than generators, because there is a general, I'll go so far as to say a general consensus
Yes.
that matches can go too fast when survivors are laser focused on their objectives. They're not doing anything wrong by doing the generators. It's what's expected of them. So still there's this feeling that they can go too fast, not enough interesting things can happen in a game. So in order to get games to last longer without just extending generator time, because I don't think many people would like that, we're looking at different ways, quick ways, because there's really cool, exciting stuff coming in the future. But in the meantime, what can we do to extend the length of a game in an organic fashion without going to generators? And one of the things we looked at was having killers be able to apply more pressure on survivors by making healing take longer. So a killer can, through regular gameplay, hit survivors, and it's going to take them more time to recover through healing than it did before. So this is the general idea. We just want killers to be able to gain more time by hitting people. And when we do that,
Alright, so those are basically the healing changes that they made to slow down the game and to make it so killers are more rewarded for hitting survivors and leaving them alone. I do agree with this and disagree at the same time, because I do agree that healing is kind of really strong and something needs to be done about it. But at the same time, I disagree that this should be the course of action to slow the games down, because right now games are only like 3 or 5 minutes long. They should be adding devs, just add more objectives. Devs, just add more objectives for survivors to do with the generators. Add a vent, add something. Just give them more objectives, devs. Come on, just add new objectives already. We're waiting. Just do it. We're waiting for it. That's all they need, really. That's definitely all they need to slow the game down. Moving on to the next part of the dev stream, let's talk about changes and buffs coming to the Spirit. Yet again, her third buff already. So let's go ahead and roll the clip and talk about it afterwards.
On the Spirit sounds.
Yeah.
Where?
So there's been some changes to this on the PTB.
So for example, the sound she makes right now when she's on Spirit World is still directional on PTB.
Yes,
And
on
it's
the
not
PTB
supposed to be at the end, right?
No, it is
Okay.
not. Right now, on the builds that we have internally, the Spirit is wonderful. She's lovely. I love her. But no, you don't. The sound is non-directional anymore, so you can't. I was testing this morning actually, and it was disorienting because you just heard something but you didn't know where she was. It's great. It's great, and there are more changes coming to that. I don't know if I can say this, but I'm going to say it. The footsteps while she's phase walking. Survivors will no longer hear her footsteps, because right now, if she's phase walking and we remove the sound of the I call it the haunting sound, survivors could hear her footsteps.
Okay.
But now footsteps are completely silent, which adds this layer of you don't know where she is.
Because she's even more stealthier, actually.
Yes.
So she's stealthier than
Yes.
she was before.
Yes.
Awesome.
Woo! Wowee! Okay, so basically the haunting sound effect is no longer directional. It's going to be all around you like the terror radius, and not just that, you were able to hear her footsteps when she was also phase walking. That will no longer be a thing, so no longer will the sound be directional. You will no longer hear her footsteps, which are two really good buffs for the Spirit. I'm definitely very excited for these changes and cannot wait for them to come out. But not only that, they are changing whatever add-ons, and I think this should have been a thing from the very beginning. So let's roll that clip.
Can we mention the thing that we mentioned yesterday, the purple? Can we talk about
Yeah,
that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to top it all off, for you freaks out there who want to be completely silent, we've
Freaks out there.
I mean, baseline Spirit is pretty cool, you know? But
Stealth freaks.
for the ones that want to take it to the next level, the Prayer Beads Bracelet, the very rare add-on, has been reworked to not only diminish the sound of the haunting, but to completely remove it. So there would be no sound in terror radius or out terror radius. There's just zero. You don't hear anything.
So you don't know when she's in the Spirit World. All right.
That's hot.
Yeah, it
That's,
is.
that's going to be crazy.
I'm loving it. This should have been a thing from the very beginning. I think most killers should have this ability to go completely silent and scare the hell out of you. This should be a thing for most killers, in my opinion. But I'm definitely excited for this add-on to be changed into this. I cannot wait to use it in my games. Moving on to the next dev stream, we're going to be talking about Vigo and Benedict Baker, maybe some spoilers in the lore. Let's go ahead and roll these clips.
Chris is asking,
Yes,
who
extra
is
sex.
Benedict Baker and Vigo? So these would actually fill a few books, probably.
Yeah, so I'm guessing this is a player that might be new to this community. I mean, these characters have been there for a long time. We've talked about them quite a bit in the past. So very quickly, Benedict and Vigo Vigo has been, and Benedict is a survivor. We know that it's established that Benedict is still in the realm of the entity, still surviving, because at every new chapter, every new character that comes in the round, he's commenting, he's keeping a journal about his encounter with them. Benedict is actually someone that, in the real world, was looking into actually finding the entity's realm. So he heard about it, he did some research, he wanted to find the clues to be able to get into that realm and understand how it works. So be careful what you wish for, I guess. Vigo is... we know that he's a researcher, he's an inventor. Out of the quotes that are already in the game on some of the items, we know that he invented some of the
Contraptions.
Contraptions, sometimes kind of magical, mystical, sometimes more mechanical that we find in the game. And he also researched the biology, the organic aspect of the entity.
Very obvious in the upcoming Halloween event.
Oh yeah, well there you go. So you'll know more about Vigo in the Halloween event. There you go.
Oh my god, you guys heard it here. Vigo has been a survivor, so therefore is a killer. And Benedict Baker still is a survivor. Huge lore drops there for everybody. And that is definitely amazing that this Halloween Blight event, we are going to be finding out more about Vigo, which I am definitely excited to learn more about because I love my lore. But moving on to the next part of some good, juicy lore bits, let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Will the entity ever appear in the game other than on the hook and when it shows up to block the exit gates from the killer's point of view?
Yes.
Okay. That was clear. One of the rare clear answers. You can actually
On
clip
the lore.
this.
Yes.
Yes.
I just love this character. I think that it's underused, and as time goes, we'll have more opportunity to have the entity more.
Which brings us to the question.
Oh my god, did you hear that? At some time in the future, the entity will be a part of the game, like as a killer. That's insane. That is crazy. Like a part of the entity could be a killer at some point in the game. That is insane. That is crazy. I would love to see a part of the entity as a killer. I would probably main it. That would be amazing. But moving on to the next part of lore, we still got so much lore coming at you, so let's roll that clip.
So it can. I mean, what's time? What's time?
Someone's pointing out that the nurse is probably from the oldest era so far.
No, no. So the nurse is is pretty
World War
far,
II?
but
World War
the
I?
Huntress is during World War I. So she's actually our oldest in time character. Actually, spoiler for chapter 11. We're actually, if everything goes to plan, introduce our killer that is the furthest in the past by a long shot.
That's crazy shit that you just blurted out there.
Spoiled.
I'll have to deal with that.
It's amazing.
Okay.
Oh my god. Alright, so time out. The oldest killer at this moment is Huntress, who was alive back in World War I. But not only that, in chapter 11, that killer is going to be the oldest by far, by a huge amount, the oldest killer to ever exist in Dead by Daylight. Woo! What is going on, man? Anyways, that is going to be it for the dev stream, which means that's it for the DBD news. Let me know how you guys feel about all these changes, about all the stuff that's coming in the lore. How do you guys feel? Are you excited? Are you disappointed? Let me know down in the comment section down below. I love reading your guys' opinions and hearing what you guys have to say. It means a lot to me. Anyways, that is going to be it for the news, as I said. But later tonight, at 10 o'clock news, is the Wraith and Nurse really together?
Also, I think that you, the community, create great,
Amazing fan
fan art and content.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, I would like to make it canon that the Wraith and the Nurse have something.
Something is the keyword.
You know, I think that's sweet. It's a sweet thing. So there we go.
All right.